Yeah,
But
it's
look
going
at
to
the
be...
gaps there, DK. About what? 70 thousandths between P9 and P14?
That's what I was going to say. It was incredibly close between our drivers. I mean, P12 and P13 set the exact same lap time, which was a 1:13.083. So incredible between the two of them. But we have gone from from 20 down to 15, and now we find ourselves with the final 10. Liam Stevens, Will Lewis, Giovanni Kennis, Conrad Bohm, Diego Zorro, Leonardo Tonelto. I've got that wrong every single time. Apologies.
Yeah, let's wait
Danny
now.
Van Ruyten, Will Garcia, Jay Kennedy, and Lucas Puitenen. Yeah.
The difficult names, aren't they, TK? They don't make it easy for us, do they?
They certainly don't, and I blame the parents personally.
And the interesting thing is we have got 8 of the 10 teams into Q3, and the 2 teams we don't have is IRT and TF10. I mean, TF10's a surprise. You normally expect one of their drivers at least into Q3.
You normally would, Putiainen. Thank you, whoever has put them in. Much appreciated. I love when we get phonetic spellings because it helps us out massively.
Oh, it's his poo, not pow. Okay, that's easier. Putiainen.
Putiainen. Lovely. Much appreciated, manager.
English version. No, not English version. I mean, harder version.
Well, we're just under 11 minutes to go here in Q3. One driver has made the venture out of the pit lane by the name of Liam Stevens. 9 others will do so in the next few minutes. Let us know where you're watching along from in the live chat at home, who you're rooting for, of course, and let us know whether that's a driver and or a team as well, as our final laps will start to come thick and fast. Who are your predictions for pole position? Let's see who's going to start on the front and whether that's actually going to be beneficial as we head in towards the Mexican Grand Prix.
Indeed, and I'm going to throw the question first because you didn't throw it to me. Who is your bet for pole here, TK?
Oh, it's a tough question. It's always a very tough question. I'm going to go Liam Stevens and TES to take pole position here this afternoon.
That is a very safe bet. I mean, I think on paper, Liam probably.
So yeah, Paul will be a 0.6 for sure. Maybe even 0.5.
A brilliant job so far in Q1 and Q2. Where I'm going to go for.
Put the camera on.
I don't know. Just to
No tengo cámara, tío.
Matteo, I'm going to go for Leonardo Tonelato for pole position.
Well, I think
No tengo
anybody
cámara.
in this top 10 could finish up with their name
La
on the
tendré.
timing screen
No
at the
digo
moment.
más.
9.5 minutes to go, and after about 10 minutes, we will know who will start from pole position. Liam Stevens validating his first run here this afternoon. Everybody in the live chat, this is what we love to see, letting us know who they're here supporting, who they're here rooting for as well. And it's such a great time and that all the community comes together.
Okay, let's go.
A name I haven't seen for a while, Louis Welch, saying Willie Lou. I mean, I'm not surprised Louis voting Will Lewis for pole, but yeah, nice to see Louis back in. Welcoming Louis. Of course, we've got Matteo, Danny, Aiden.
Last time I fucked up Q3 last week, and I ended up P10, and then rest was, yeah, or not to talk about it. So that's why I can't fuck up this time.
To dazzle anybody, it's clearly because their favorite
Red Bull starting, right?
Oh, is it that why? Yeah, definitely.
Well, we'll ride aboard. We'll watch along
I'm
with
just
Jay
gonna let him go.
Kennedy, my apologies, as he's heading through the third sector here in Mexico. He'll be the first driver to set a valid lap time on the board. Of course, goes purple in Sector 1 and Sector 2 after Liam Stevens earlier in validation, and we'll get the first lap time on the board for NLR. Purple 1, purple 2, and around the final corner we will go.
Let's see what Jay Kennedy can do. It will be a 113.032, so nearly into the 112s there for Jay Kennedy. And the next one on a lap, I believe, is Conrad Bohm. Heading through in towards turn 7 at the moment, into the very weird S's section compared to real life. Nothing like how the car should be driven through this section, but we'll ignore that and just follow them through at flat-out pace as we head our way with a short DRS zone into turn 12. A 54.614 there is the first and second split here for Conrad Bohm as he heads into the core of the stadium, then in towards a Peraltada, and we'll see what the first of the TES cars can do as Liam is just down at turn 5.
Certainly is. Comrade goes quickest. 1:12.637 to his name. And I think, as you said, behind him will be, I'm assuming, the Kickstarter of book. It certainly will be, heading through the stadium section at the moment. Lots of debate going on in the chat. And I think I've got to ask, because this would probably talk to you a little bit earlier. Where is Luca Rapezzi come from?
It's just Will Gibson making up names. I mean, I'm not going to say the other one because it is not appropriate for the stream they made, but he's got about 6 different names.
Well, every great driver has a couple of nicknames. I'll try and make it somewhat modest for the broadcast. Danny across the line to start what is going to be his first run. Red Bull of Liam Stevens starting his run. Giovanni Canis across the line, followed by his teammate Lucas, taking P2 respectively. Immediately stolen away by Will Lewis as well for Team ABS. And next across the line, the McLaren of Leonardo, I'm going to presume that is, not going quicker on that occasion.
No, staying in 6th place for now. What about Diego Zorzo heading through in towards the end of Sector 2, in towards the stadium section now? Of course, would love to have a pole position here for our
Fuck Sector 3, bro.
in Q1. That being Tony.
There's so much.
Diego Zorzo can do to the line, into
And my split was pretty good.
for FBR, and then the next 2 cars will be Liam Stevens and Danny Van Rayton. We'll see
There's
what they
0.6 bunker.
into the end of Sector 2. We'll see if he's on an actual.
There's a bump there, where? A curb.
4.5. That is
And yeah, I took it the wrong way.
First and second split. We'll see.
But it's so difficult to take it right.
Wow, it's a great second section.
RNG.
Middle sector for Danny Van Ruyten as he'll come around the final corner, looking to go purple in the 3rd sector.
It was,
as well.
yeah, pretty good until there. What Sector 3 did I do?
For the Veloce Academy driver, and right behind him.
Did 18.14.
For the TS.
1.4. Yeah, my PB last is 0.5.
6 and 7 NLR, having one driver knocked out earlier after looking so promising. So Jay Kennedy will start P8 at present. Still over 5 minutes left in the run, so don't fear about that too much.
And what's Will Lewis time?
Still has some time left on the board. Don't forget to get your predictions in
12.658.
live chat as well. See who you think is going to take the top.
Yeah, I was on for that. More or less.
I'm still going to stick with my bet though. Well, I forgot who I picked. Oh, Leonardo. That's
Damn, what's that
Leonardo.
Sector 3?
I'm going to stick with it, but it's not looking promising.
0.23.
In P9. I'll be having a word with him later on if he doesn't get pole position.
My Sector 1 is
I don't know why
improbable.
everybody assumes I'm streaming. Like I've said 4 times.
In Sector
We've
2
had
as well.
4 requests. I'm not streaming here, so you're going to have to ask politely.
Yeah,
TK
time in every
if you wanna
sector.
Go on board with somebody. I don't know why you're all obsessed with Conrad, but it seems they all are.
But apparently so. I mean, until I get asked nicely,
I'm all
I
up.
won't do it. They're all asking you at the moment.
What do you think this will be, like top 6?
Stream, which is even more funny because a lot of people clearly don't know my name well enough to ask me.
Yes. Please, TK.
Nathan, will you request
your own on board? Oh, shall I just link the stream quickly? I'm going to launch OBS. TK can stop and I'll start streaming.
We want to see his ERS. Well, I don't know.
There's
if
only
there's
like
a fair competition here.
3.
And that's all Veloce. Hang on.
Yeah, 3 corners in which I can gain decent time. The rest were pretty good.
A bit worried we haven't got the pace to keep up with TES, are we, Angelo?
Fast left-hander in Sector 2.
Everyone's asking for Conrad's last lap.
Then
At the moment,
turn
Conrad
2.
doesn't have to go out and do another lap, which would be hilarious.
And then yeah.
Hold on, there's a message from
After the
Ricardo
hairpin in
saying,
Sector 3.
You're doing well. Would you be open to going on board with Conrad? I believe it would be a great fit and your involvement would make a real difference. Let me know what you think. Have we discussed if you have any questions? That is a chat GPT ask if I've ever heard one.
I don't think there's point for pole, right?
Oh no. Been
What?
raided. It's like having a Twitch raid.
Yeah.
There's no point for
you know
pole,
what,
right?
I'll make you a deal. If Conrad goes out
No.
first or last,
I'll double
I'll
check.
ride on board with him. If he doesn't, I won't.
I know it's top 10 and top 10
no,
for
he's gonna go back
fastest
there,
lap.
isn't he?
Well,
He's
yeah,
second
exactly.
then.
Okay.
Well, Leonardo's actually headed out already, so all he has to do is head out.
It's improve.
What about those names that we haven't even
There'll
seen?
probably be at least 3
Have a
people that will
message
improve on
today
me.
just popping up with a...
There's loads of
A
first-time
message.
chats.
Yeah, lots of first-time chats. Oh, Luke, on board with Luca Rapassa. Oh, a little bit of... oh, wait, hang on. Isn't Harry part of VA as well?
Conrad hasn't gone out last. What a shame. He's
So
in the
we're not
mid
on board
pack.
then, are we?
That is disappointing.
Oh dear me. Well.
On board with John.
Oh.
Okay, let's go.
I mean, does Conrad take pole now just to shut everybody up?
Well, I think at the moment he holds pole position. He's not got to do anything. Can you go on board anyone?
I'll
TK,
pay you 10 quid.
You know what? I'm happy and open for bribery, sure.
Oh my. That is rather interesting. But
we got an offer 15 for DVR.
Oh, we're gonna start having a bidding war.
We're having a bidding war for who I ride on board with. Here we go.
Oh, but Leonardo Tonelato, my bet for pole is on a lap first, so I think we should go on board with him.
I think that's a very sensible one. We'll run a ball with Danny Van Ruyten later on. We've had the offer for £15, so that is a higher run. 20 McNuggets from Nathan. Well, that doesn't help me in many ways, shape or form. We'll watch on board with Leonardo, though, as he runs through the first corners.
Of course, looking to try and take pole position here for ET8, and of course, having just one run left in the session, has got to make sure he gets everything right here and doesn't run wide, because around this track it is harmful when it comes to those track limit violations. Currently, with a 27.
I'm gonna let him go out to the SS.
Yep.
An improvement by around 1.5 tenths here for Leonardo. So a decent opening sector as he heads his way through and towards turn 7 here into the SS section. Let's see what he can do here as he heads his way through. Nice minimum speed here by Leonardo, just flicking the car through and carrying lots of speed now as he opens the DRS, heading down towards third, number 12. He's up by over half a second here, so looking to be in the regions of a 12.9.
Oh, invalidated.
Unfortunately
Thank you.
invalidated, but I think the good thing is, TK, he can go again here.
Yeah, he's got enough time to be able to get around and go again. Of course, that's on the premise that he's able to try and recharge his battery. We're watching on board with Conrad Bowman, who's of course provisional pole position sitter at the moment, heading through the S section in towards the stadium section, looking to secure pole position, not going purple in the first sector at the moment. We'll see where the second split leaves them. And I think that is indeed a purple second sector here, Nathan. And they've gone wide.
Oh, and that could have been a pole position here for Conrad Bowman, but unfortunately has an invalidation, and Giovanno only P7. Lucas up into P5. It's all down to Will Lewis here, I think. Oh, he's also had an invalidation.
Well, Lewis, but look at Liam Stevens, purple in the middle sector for the other TES driver. Heads round the final corner, and they're able to put a good time on the board. Liam Stevens, P3 on the board. Can't go any quicker than that, and this is going to be crucial moments if anyone's able to best off.
Well, next is Danny Van Ruyten to the line after Jay Kennedy. So we'll go on board with Jay. Heading through the final couple of corners now. Can Jay Kennedy try and jump up towards the top of the timings?
No.
Manages P8. What about Danny Van Ruyten here? Can he?
No, bro.
Yes, he can.
Fuck.
12.57 for a brilliant lap there by Danny.
I had so much time in the last sector, I fucked up.
Take it away. Says P5.
Beautiful laps from everybody there. Danny Van Ruyten taking the
that's a shame.
Only a fastest first sector as
Could have
well.
gone, well, not pole, but close.
To the Mercedes of Diego Zorzo, but everybody will round it out. 62 thousandths of a second is the difference in the end between Veloce Academy and TES.
My middle was
We'll run through
pretty
complete
good.
top 10.
My first was shit.
From, Conrad in the front row. Will Stevens and
yeah,
Will
I mean,
Lewis,
Danny's pole is not that
Liam
fast.
Stevens, round
Only
in
sector
row
1, but
two.
that's
Diego Zorzo, Lucas,
lower wings.
Giovanno, Jay, Leonardo, and Vuck are your
Fuck,
top
could've
10
done it.
here this afternoon.
I mean, talking about Will Stevens, wasn't he an F1 driver in 2014, was it, I think?
Yes,
If I'm
something
correct.
like that.
Something like that, yeah. Right, so we get to the annoying part of...
I mean, we can work from P5.
Lobby, get back
Yes.
in and go again.
Anyone's
So I
race to
think,
win.
TK, this is a perfect opportunity
Yeah.
to show everybody our intro once again.
I think it certainly is. We'll see you in
I
a
think it
couple of
was,
minutes, folks.
yeah, new lobby.
Welcome to Race to Glory, the
Still,
ultimate
I could have
online racing
improved,
event
done up
where
easy
speed
0.6.
and strategy come together. Get ready for
Without that
breathtaking
mistake in
races,
sector 1 would have been a
intense
0.5.
competition, and unparalleled adrenaline. Races from around the world.
Thank you, Larry. Good luck to you
on
too, mate.
thrilling circuits. Gather your team and join this spectacle where every second counts. who will claim victory and cross the finish line first. Find out if you have what it takes to
PTA,
be
señores.
the true
PTA.
champion.
Pero bueno.
Have you seen the Race to Glory trailers?
Trailers?
Yeah,
No.
they're kind of funny.
Why?
They're very professional.
Huh?
Like the trailers for the event that they show on Twitch.
Yeah. Is it in their stream right now?
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
You missed the one part, but now that it's showing words and music.
Let's see. Here is
Clutch.
Oh. Not bad. Up. Not bad. I like it.
I like the song.
It's actually, yeah.
They spent a lot of money on that.
Well, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah?
Hope you
Yeah, I
enjoyed
think
that,
so.
that brief couple of minutes break that we're going to have to do.
That's
a
better
little
than
bit.
PSG
Also,
one.
Well, obviously,
Slipstream
yeah.
still being as powerful as it ever is, which means we have to do
Yeah,
the lobby reset,
let's see if
get
they got
Ghost
new
to
lobby.
turn back off. And thankfully, we then can head into the race. 36 laps of the Mexican City Grand Prix about to come your way. If you are just tuning in for the first time or just tuning in very recently, my name is Tom Knight, and alongside me in the virtual commentary booth is Nathan Richards. Nathan, what did you think of qualifying?
Very interesting. I mean, for me, the biggest surprise was, of course, having Tony out in Q1 and also losing Luca Rapassa in Q2.
Where is it?
Two very big losses for FVR and Veloce Academy. And then, of course, TES very strong in qualifying P1 and P3,
Well,
I think, in the end. And
See if he has
also,
it.
Will Lewis up into second for ABS. And we know that Will has probably got the most experience out of everybody in this lobby when it comes to top tier racing. So hopefully
Champion
we'll see
Lily.
him move his way up into possibly leading spots and get ABS that, you know, that podium of victory that they've been wanting for such a long time. Because I
Okay,
can't
I'm in the
remember
lobby.
last time that we saw ABS on a
Nice.
podium in a team event. So they're really going to be hoping for this tonight.
I think Will Lewis was just saying in the driver's chat a minute ago that this is the first time he's made it into Q3. I'm not sure whether he's specifically referring to Race to Glory or whether he's referring to a team championship as a whole. But regardless of
Your
any
game
fact,
doesn't work.
it's
Yeah,
fantastic
I
to
mean,
even to
your
make
game
it
doesn't
into
work
Q3.
ever
We'll be
the
starting,
day before the
in a
race.
fantastic
He
position
always
to
fix
come
it.
the race in a few
I don't know how,
moments'
but
time.
game
And I can't
crashing.
believe We've got all 20 drivers into the lobby already. It's a
anti-cheat
fantastic
service,
result
what the
for getting
fuck?
everything sorted.
You were
Yes,
cheating,
very
laddie.
quickly. Normally we're waiting to get everybody in, but no, we're all in and soon already to
No,
go
no, 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 he's not
into
a cheater.
the Mexican Grand Prix, of course. 36 laps
I know.
in this race for the drivers to tackle, and as me and TK said earlier on before the stream started, we all know the first
Laddie, I need you
DRS
tomorrow,
train,
bro.
you know, minor switches here and there, unless it's someone who's, you know, maybe
I need you
started in the back
tomorrow.
on a set of softs trying to work their way forward. They might, of course,
Even if
be
you
early drivers
finish
this sort
ahead
but
of me,
everybody else will just be looking to
I
stay
want
where
you to
they
race.
are and just get themselves to the end, and then of course the last 3 or 4 laps is just pure carnage.
Tomorrow you won't be
of
booked, trust me.
constantly swapping because you want to just keep putting yourself in the best position for the final lap, so we get lots of switches, especially when teammates are involved. We saw that last week in Brazil when we saw, I think it was Danny and
found
Leo,
it.
if I remember
What
correctly,
the fuck
from
does that
Veloce
mean?
Academy. They spent half a lap side by side to block
Rabbit.
everybody from over.
I don't know what that
Quite
means.
often in team
Fantastic.
events, sorry, quite often team events will see something like that. We'll see teammates working really well together. And it's what I love about it, because quite often we'll see league racing where team championships aren't necessarily the main thing. I mean, if we throw it over to PSGL and WOR, which we're both well
Wait,
versed in,
gonna
in
go
these sort of situations, you
drink some
don't
water.
have
Okay.
that team championship. You don't have teammates working together because they're all out there for individual blood. But when we come to these team championships, when we come to these sort of events, it's fascinating to see how they start to work together all of a sudden.
Yes, Certainly, and they do a great job as well. It's not very often we see, mess-ups by teams. When they're working together, they tend to make it go quite well. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of that tonight once teams start to bunch up together. I mean, it's easy for TES having a P1 and P3, but for Veloci Academy, who were working together last week, Luca's got to come all the way from P12 to catch up to his teammates. So there's a lot of work there for Veloci Academy to do to bring their team together and to be able to fight both at the front of the field. So it's going to be an interesting one. And you start to think, we know Luca's probably got top 3, top 5 pace on the field in the race. So is he going to possibly go for maybe a medium tyre compared to a hard? Just try and push forward early.
I think that's going to be a question that the teams will have to answer. The teams will have to try and balance between their two drivers. Communication is absolutely going to be key when we head into the race, and I think that's going to be a real kind of send between them. How well can your two drivers work together? Can they listen to the team orders as well if it benefits just the team and not the driver individually? We saw that maybe a little bit last week when a driver
They just do what they
didn't
want.
have the best race
They don't
start,
listen.
dropped back at the end, went for that fastest lap and stole points away from another team to help their own out.
Indeed. I mean, before we go in, TK, should we have a quick look at the standings again and see how things are looking? Seeing, obviously, people are joining in all throughout the stream, and they might not know how things are looking, will they?
They certainly will.
Oh, we're in 4th. That's not too bad.
My screen.
I'm back.
Hold on, let me share it back with you because
I can see it now.
Well, there we go. It loaded on the screen eventually. But Veloci Academy round out, top the standings at the moment. 33 points to their name. Thomas Eng Sim Racing, 27.
What's taking so long?
Rounding out the effective podium is Esports
don't know.
with 20 to themselves. FER Esports, top tier.
Need more action.
TF10 NLR round out the points scorers so far. ET8 IRT and EVE. Are yet to score any points when we
Remember the days where we just went right from quali into the race?
Indeed, I mean, a brilliant job by Veloci Academy to start the season.
Remember the days when we just went right from quali into the race?
Oh yeah, like ERS. That was big.
But like F123.
Yeah.
25 plus points
Or 22.
in a race week. Then after that, some teams
There was
no
15-minute break. What's up?
In this series, they started to box this lap,
So I think as the season
and
goes
then
on, we're going to see more and more teams.
the longest went
that really good result every now and then, and really start to mix things up near the
this.
I think you're
Obviously, I don't want to
There's a
do
lot of
any of
tracks on this
them.
calendar that can throw a spanner in the works. They don't
I saw
necessarily
mostly
do
doing
it
those.
week in, week out. Quite often,
But,
tracks that,
I
I
don't want to lose too many positions in track.
We head into the race. We head to
I
Miami,
go
Canada, Portugal to round
balance,
out
right?
the first 5 tracks. And then Spain, Belgium, Great Britain, Saudi Arabia, and Japan as our season closer. I think Japan is going to be a very interesting race to watch.
No, but hards is so much better.
Oh, it's gonna rain. Do I go hards?
It's been decided very well because we've got lots of tracks.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
are
I think I
good
should
for
go
qualifying,
hards.
but are really good for that side-by-side action.
I didn't try hards in the
Certainly
first
are
stint.
Indeed. Well, we'll throw our focus back to Mexico City for this afternoon. Just a reminder
Make it
of
interesting.
the track layout this afternoon. 2.6 miles, 17 turns, and 3 DRS zones for our drivers to utilise to their absolute perfection.
Hey, you want to hide the
Hill towards
stream?
Turn number 6. It's pretty much all the way back down towards
just did.
turn number 17. We'll switch
I
on
hit it right.
Okay.
to watch the
Yeah,
the
we're now
start
in
finish
Monza.
straight, release the pit straight at present whilst we wait for our drivers to
We're left for a
get
Monza.
themselves ready,
Change.
get themselves prepared.
This.
Commentator, you chose not to split the calendar. Yes, we did. And we're
Okay,
allowed
this
to pat
should be
ourselves on the
right.
back because
I'm
of
not
it.
gonna change it more.
Well, I did.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Where's my input, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it
I'll be
like that.
completely honest. I never told Lars or anything like this. It was a ChatGPT special.
Oh, and it's cooked up for us, hasn't it?
It has cooked up for us. I gave it some certain requirements that I wanted from the tracks and a split of how I wanted them, and it gave me back this calendar.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I think on paper at least it looks brilliant. So we're just gonna hope that by round 10 we're not being like, oh god,
It's
the
gonna
game's
rain
over. We
a
wouldn't be
bit,
saying, oh,
then
we're
more,
gonna do
then
races
a
because
bit
the game's
again.
been brilliant.
Exactly. I think this is the first time whoever's on the Race to Lorry account.
What does the
has
telemetry
figured out
say?
that I did use ChatGPT. I've got
It
the
doesn't
conversation 'cause it saves
start
everyone,
until you start
to get them,
driving.
so you are so welcome.
Oh dear me. But this is the most annoying part because we don't have a timer anymore, do we?
No, we don't. We only get about 2 seconds before the lights start to go out, which is
Do
why
you
I've
think
switched
the
back
rain can
to
be
the green
late
screen, because
and
you just have
then
no idea when
the
the
guys
drivers
who
are
start
about to
on
go
mediums
racing,
and
unfortunately. I would
go
have loved to have
hards
a
they
countdown.
catch us?
Maybe it's something
No.
we can add for 2025, but we'll see.
On the list of things.
The many list of things. Now, EA, if you're listening, because there's quite a few people in chat at the moment.
You can
You've
see my
invited
stream
content
now,
creators
right?
down
It's not
to
hidden.
have input. When do us commentators get an input on the things that we
Yep,
want
I
to
can
see,
see.
please?
Okay.
Oh, we need one. A commentator special.
Let's go.
New spectator menu. Yes, please.
No more DLSS messing around with it.
I don't even know what that means.
It's the
Too
when
clever
you
for
have like
me.
the ghosted wheels or the ghosted rear wings sometimes. Well,
Yes.
we'll ignore that for now. We've got lights above our heads, ladies and gentlemen. Round number 2 of Race to Glory. The lights go out, and we do go racing. Good pull away from our front two. Conrad already on a drag down towards turn number 1. The inside line will tend to hand itself to the opportunity here, but the slipstream and the drag reduction could be a benefit to a couple of our drivers. Conrad with the inside line gets the move done and does up to P1. The outside line became the inside for Danny Van Ruyten for about half a second, but Conrad on that third corner gets the inside line once again, retakes the race lead. His teammate Liam Stevens looks for an opportunity down the inside, can't quite
Okay,
make
buddy.
it this time around, as Will Lewis has to go evasive to try and defend the action further back. There's a complete car park as all of our drivers try and get through. At the moment, it's Robert Dinascu who falls down to P20.
Of course, a very interesting start here in Mexico, and TES 1 and 3 at the moment. A brilliant start for both of their drivers after starting 2nd and 4th. That's what we do see here. Lucas Putionin here. Putionin looking to make a move ahead of Diego Zorzo in towards turn 12, but not quite close enough at the moment. Luca Rapassa on the charge gets past at Vuk Geisa and up into P11. We do see X-Fox as well trying to go around the outside of Vuk, but unfortunately taps the back of Luca, and that's the bail out of that one as we head our way through into the Peril.
Who's the guy behind? I've never seen his name.
Between Vuk and X-Fox as we head our way
No.
back down to turn number 1, and Will Lewis is also on the attack here, trying to find a move past Liam Stevens, but stops putting
Everyone
the battery.
on hearts?
He's only got around 20%
Yeah.
remaining at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of drivers burning a lot of battery on this opening lap. They've got to be cautious.
Except
try
P1.
and regain some through the course
What?
of this. But of course,
P1's on
down the
mediums.
start finish straight. AMG and Daniel having a good
P1.
battle further
Mhm.
back through the first few corners, but
Interesting.
everybody's staying put.
Who is it?
At
Tess.
present. Conrad on the
Conrad.
mediums, everybody
Conrad.
else choosing the white wall Pirelli tyres, of course the hard tyres, to see them through the opening stages of this race, and I think that was fairly expected as Luca Rapassa starts to make some early moves through the field. Up 2 already, Tony Haitala up 3 position for the FBR team, and there's a bit of a change at the top. Liam Stevens and Conrad both gaining 1 position from race start.
Of course, and a bit of a shame here for
Recharge.
Geyser, of course, after
Full
getting
battery.
Q3 here for EVA. He's already lost a second to the top 11 here, so that is not good at all here for EVA, and that means that Tony Haitala has to try and find a good move down to turn 1 to try and bring that gap back down. Of course, started P16 did Tony, so a decent
What does it
start.
say about the
on
rain?
FBR driver, his teammates,
About
it's
28
P15
minutes.
being Diego Zorzo, and then we can see there the
Okay.
fastest laps flying through here. Liam Stevens
I
has
think
it
the guy
at
behind
moment
is
as we
quite
venture down towards turn 1 once again.
higher on
Still
wings than
board
me.
Here with Tony, of course, looking to find that move just to get ahead. And I think we might have a swap for the leaders. Danny Van Ruyten goes up into first place, ahead of Conrad and ahead of Liam Stevens. And then we got Will Lewis. looking
Oh,
to
the
close in as
train
well.
Certainly
Broke.
does. Indeed.
Nice.
Beautiful move.
Like lap
Danny
23,
Van
lap
Ruyten just used the
24.
slipstream, used the DRS, pull towards the inside.
Okay, yeah.
And as
Cars
telling
can make it.
time, it's a fairly easy move for the Veloce Academy driver just to slot his way up in towards P1. Will Lewis will still have to stay in
Rain
place
usually,
second fiddle in
if
between
anything,
the
it
2
comes
TS
earlier than
drivers,
expected,
just
right?
behind the 2
Doesn't
TS
come
drivers.
after.
He's got the FBR driver of Diego Zorzo just behind him,
depends.
both TTM drivers as well, trying to make their way through the grid. If you're just tuning in, you've just joined us in lap 3. First of all, well, you're late to the race. Second of all, tyres.
So basically, there's no pit stop to overtake. I just
Correct.
got overtake on
Yeah,
track.
so a little bit odd, I think, in terms of that. I would have expected either no one to be on the mediums or more than one. So yeah, Conrad are going for something completely different, and has got to hope that can work out for the TES team. And I'm not sure
I think
if you
the rain's
see
on
your
perfect
end,
forecast.
Oh.
but I did see a message in the
It's
chat
very,
saying that there was
quick.
going
The
to
rain
be
comes very
90%
fast.
chance of rain at the end or something.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, according to all my
last
my
week, I
data here at
think.
the moment,
Oh no, last week
27
started
minutes
raining.
is, when we'll be seeing light rain starting to hit, and that's
That's-
probably it's about 9
13?
laps towards the end.
So about lap 25 you expect. That would be rather interesting, wouldn't it? As yet again, at
What
the top,
position is Tony in?
many changes going on here between
12th.
Danny Van Roten and the TES team.
Oh,
as we
they're
head our way
slowing
back
down a
into turn
lot.
4. And I think here, TES's game plan is just to keep playing around with Danny here and forcing him into a mistake, because
No
they
wind
can do
damage,
that
right?
when there's two of them together. Danny's got to hold a
Nope.
lot off here in that top place, because if he makes a mistake now, heading into the Peraltada, both TES cars get past, and then there's no chance of him making a move then.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and I wonder what Conrad's going to do here, because if there is rain coming in about 25-30 minutes, it could be interesting to see how they deal with the condition. The medium tyres will have to be extended all the way up until that wet weather conditions. It makes sense why everybody's on the hards. They're basically willing to wait it out until that rain comes.
Yeah, they certainly will. I think that's got to be the plan, hasn't it? But then again, I think we'll see what we see a lot when it is the question of rain, is that we'll see some people pit and go into the normal hard medium. Then we'll see some people.
Do you want to increase
stay
front
up to the
wing
end,
in the
and
pit stop?
in some occasions it works. Or does it
no,
fail
because of the
terribly?
rain.
So I think we're going to have a really surprising result either way, as we do see
It
a
should
double move
be
into turn 1,
a bit
possibly
more
here
for
by
dry,
the
but
TES team. Conrad gets past first, and Liam has to try and go
looking
inside
more into the rain
turn
right now.
number 2 and turn number 3. Then he gets pushed slightly off track, gets back on, and he's burning the battery here. Down to turn 4, Will Lewis as well, joining the party here as we head into turn 4, and Will Lewis, a brilliant move.
Hey, don't
Diego
push me off.
Zorzo trying to make a send on Danny Van Roten into turn number 5, and Danny's been absolutely swamped down towards turn 4, and now he's going to be dropped down to P5 here as Diego Zorzo makes a brilliant pass into P4 for FVR, as now we can see Lucas trying to find a way through. What has
I
happened
think
to
that was
Danny?
clean from
Something
my
rusting
side.
on with Danny there, maybe a little bit of an issue in the car, maybe a lack of confidence after getting past by one car. The Aston Martin already hot on his heels, being pushed all the way to the right-hand side by the Alpine, forces it late on the brakes. There's contact as the two of them come together, 3 wide in
Oh, I think they
towards
lost
the
the
stadium
rest.
section. This is never going to come out well, as there's penalties coming out further back. The McLaren of Leonardo forced across the sausage curb and loses out an extra position back to Jay Kennedy. But as things stand, both Aston Martins staying where they once were. Danny Van
Let's see
Royten
if they
very
get it
lucky
back.
indeed to stay P5.
Indeed.
But I'm too
Pandemonium
close to the
at
cars ahead.
P5 downwards, not at the rear. Up in P5, and we're still having all this battling going on. Into turn 1
I
we
think
go.
they'll get it back.
We've got 2, 3 and 4 wide in some places. Danny's still trying to keep ahead of Giovanni Kennis, does so for now. Giovanni's got a decent exit here on Danny and will have to try and go to the outside. Does go to the outside and gets past Danny Van Roten. What's happened here to the Veloce Academy car? Don't know if they've got damage, but he just instantly dropped back. And a big surprise there for Veloce, as we do see there Thomas Lemon making a double move. It's 3 wide into turn 6 between Thomas Lemon and Jay Kennedy and Exafox. And Exafox now has the inside line heading into turn 7. They're going to take it side by side. And we do see Jay Kennedy slightly going off the circuit, returns back on. They still head side by side, and Exafox, a brilliant move into P12.
Beautiful, beautiful move.
I don't know why it didn't push, bro. We could
have. The Scuderia
got out.
of Exafox was forced off the track. There's loads of moves going on further back. Still too wide. As Tricks in the kick Sauber getting very loosey-goosey as they enter in towards the stadium section, but fortunately holding on to position. This is going to be carnage and chaos as we head through this Grand Prix. 2 Red Bulls still lead 1 and 2. Will Lewis with the DRS. Is he going to try and make a move in towards turn number 1? The rear wing's open for the prancing horse. We look 2, we look 3 wide as Will Lewis tries to send one down the inside line, but it's Liam Stevens who cuts across excellently to hold on to the race lead. Conrad will have to settle
Ian's going to be struggling.
for 3rd place at present, and now the 2 cars once again going side by side as we head in towards the second sector. This time around, Will Lewis, my apologies, gets the better opportunity. Diego Zorzo trying to move down the inside. Liam Stevens sent spinning, and that Mercedes surely not an opportunistic move lost.
Liam Stevens after slight contact there with Diego Zorzo.
How was that him round?
Into 9th place here.
Oh, and he's flashing now.
And that promotes both of the TTM cars now into the top 5. That'll be something they're very happy with at the moment. Diego Zorzo in a provisional 3rd place here for TES. He's looking to close in on the back of Conrad.
You know Will Lewis battery?
Happy here
No.
with a 1.2 second gap at the moment. But he's got to hope he can keep that gap high as we head our way through the Peraltada once again to begin lap 8 of 36. And we know the rain's still far away, TK, but the track, it's getting darker and the sky is getting a lot more grey.
Wow, you say it's far away. That rain that was 27 minutes away has jumped up to 12 minutes away. It is coming thick and fast here in Mexico. Diego Zorzo stepping up to P2, getting back within DRS range of Will Lewis as we headed down in towards the first corner. Everybody still so close together. Danny Van Ruyten now joined by his teammate Luca Rapace, who had a shock exit back in Q1, if you remember correctly. I think, if memory serves me correct, it might have been Q2. And now the Alpine trying for a move in towards this little king section of the track as Liam Siemens has left and is dropping considerably in the order.
Well,
He's disconnected now. He would have disconnected one lap ago, and I wouldn't have killed him. Fuck me.
A disconnection here for Liam Stevens.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have tried to overtake him.
Lasso at the moment. He's got no hope of scoring points unless he can jump back in quickly and take control of that car. But a big shame there for TES. A disconnection, not the way. They really want that to go after an incident and dropping down to 9th place.
Really not what you want to see. It's so unfortunate. As we headed through, Will Lewis.
I mean, there's potential for bigger gaps to form.
Diego is also just behind him.
Yeah, I need to cook there, bro.
Following in their footsteps.
How much time to the rain?
On the medium tyres, not far behind as well as the whole field.
Like 11 minutes.
Back within DRS range. I think
Sooner
it's going to be stupidity if Diego Zorzo wants to go for a move into turn 1. He's not going to. Meanwhile, the Red Bull of Conrad goes defensive. Liam Stevens, thankfully, back in towards the lobby. A little bit of contact there between Danny Van Ruyten and Giovanni Kennis, but fortunately nothing to write home about. No front wings becoming too damaged to be able to continue, and at the moment everybody standing on ceremony. Giovanni Kennis looking for a move down the inside of Conrad Bone, but I don't think he's going to have enough opportunity to do it. Those medium tyres still working out in the Red Bull's favour. That's going to leave him open though to Danny Van Ruyten, who sends one down the inside. The inside will come the outside for the start of the S section. And the question will be, can the Alpine hold it around the outside? Yes, they can. Danny Van Ruyten, take a bow.
A brilliant move there by Danny.
Why is Lucas not trying to break the DRS?
Giovanno contact, and luckily Giovanno keeps that car in a straight line. That would have been a scary moment there for Giovanni Kennis, as we do see Leonardo Tonelato making a move as well up into P7 there for ET8, and Tony Hietala
we broke
into
it.
P8 provisionally there, trying to get past Giovanni himself. After starting 16th, a brilliant start here in this.
Tony's up to 8th.
By Tony Hietala, who's jumped up into 9th place, defending here from.
Because probably gonna get penalized, so we need the points.
For TF Tennis, we do see another move here. This time, both of Veloce Academies past one of the TES cars, and it's all failing here for Thomas Shing Sim Racing at this current moment here. As we do see lots of moves happening. Luca ahead of Danny, ahead of Conrad, and then at the front.
He's pushing because.
Certainly is. There's loads of battles going on all amongst the field at the moment.
160 meters of DRS.
Gaining on Giovanni Kennis. Exeter Fox tried to follow them through as well. Does so successfully. And we've got a breakaway pack at the moment. The front trio of Diego Zorzo, Lucas,
and
Will Lewis all starting to pull away.
You want to push.
Second back to Luca Rapace. Meanwhile, everybody back there will.
Yeah, I can't break the DRS. It's impossible.
9 minutes until we see
to help them.
Coming even earlier than I once predicted.
Yeah.
So we're looking around, lap 20 here before rain could be on the way, maybe even earlier than that. And I've got to say, since we last looked over at Giovanni, we've dropped into P11 there, so it's not going well at all here for the TTM driver. Up in 4th earlier on, looking for a battle for 3rd, and unfortunately drops down to P11 after a bit of an unfortunate incident in turn number 5 and 6. As we just follow here, Conrad Bowe on the back of Leonardo Tonelato here for P6, and you can see the track is
5 minutes to the rain.
As we head our way back down to turn.
I think it's a little longer.
Closing in on the back of Lucas and on the back of Zorzo as well.
What does the telemetry say?
Oh, it gives a graph.
He can takes lead of the Grand Prix. Ahead of Will Lewis, ahead of Diego Zorzo in 3rd.
VA got it, but the rest lost it.
Back within a second. And look how quickly this has turned around here for Veloce Academy.
Sorry, Nathan. Sorry to interrupt you. Patrick Desimir. Getting caught
so
up
rain
in the
when?
corner, a little bit of contact.
I think about 8 minutes.
The car that he was going side by side with
8.
McLaren has gone around, drops down to P18. Sorry.
First drops are probably 5 minutes.
Leonardo Tonelato defending here from Exeter Fox for P8 as that gap there between Tumas and Danny has increased heavily.
Do you know the percentage at which I have to box?
No.
Okay.
We think 35 to 55.
We're going to have a battle for the top 5 and a battle for every position below. As we head
pretty
our way back down towards turn
dark now.
number 12 again.
We're only at 17% rain.
9 seconds here So a little bit of a, a little bit of a battle here and there. Has dropped them below that 1 second, and they haven't been able to grasp themselves back into it here. And Conrad,
I think like 26% his first stretch.
Try to be P2 now.
Nearly out of a second to Thomas Leminen.
I think they are indeed. It was a bold strategy. It was a brave strategy to try and take the mediums to this advantage, but unfortunately, it won't pay off for him this time around. Will Lewis down the inside, turn number 1. Will they make the move stick? Diego Zorzo sends an opportunistic move down on Lucas as well. Gets the move done, but now he's under pressure from both Veloce Academy drivers of Luca Rapassa and Danny Van Ruyten as well, 4th and 5th respectively on the field at the moment for Luca Rapassa. Round the outside they go on the Aston Martin that seems to be falling in this lap, and now Danny Van Ruyten will try and get involved. 6 minutes, folks, until we start to see the first drops of rain, apparently.
It's getting closer and closer. Is the rain here in Mexico City? And it might even be closer than 6 minutes here because the track looks very, very dark here at this moment in Mexico. You can see there, Danny having a bit of a slide heading through.
Still dry.
The SC section. And I think the good thing here is for those P6 and below,
still
if
dry.
they play this strategy right onto the Inters, they can
It start raining at any moment, it says.
They've got to hope they can do here.
I think you're absolutely right. I wonder if we'll see a safety car as well. We know
I don't know why, but my tires are a bit done.
When the rain does start to fall, it's quite easy just to drop a wheel on a on a curve, especially through the S's.
Train's 2.5 seconds behind.
Sailing towards the barrier at a rapid rate of knots.
As we do see there, Danik making a move.
Still about 5 minutes.
Turn 1 here. So PTM, it's gone from really good to a little bit worse now. They was up in P3 and P4 now, down to P5 and P11. As we do see Tony Iatella there making a move up into P8 ahead of 2 cars. That being Fox and Conrad Bohm. Jay Kennedy ahead as Giovanni Kennis has had a bit of an incident at turn 1, but luckily collects the car. I don't remember when he had a penalty, but I don't know if that was from that incident there.
Yeah, it looks like track limits for all of our drivers at the moment. 3 seconds. Seconds, my apologies, shared by Exa Fox, Giovanni, Vuk, and Robert, and then 6 seconds added up for AMG at present. Not far away from seeing rain on the streets in Mexico in the front 3. Well, front everyone at the moment still within DRS range. It's fantastic to see everyone so close amongst this field. Of course, Leonardo 2.5 seconds back from the front 5. I think this could be an exaggerated gap as we head through this race and when we start to see rainfall.
Of course, we have been told that there is not enough rain for Inters, so when that rain arrives, that could indicate we're not even going to be onto the Inters if the conditions just aren't that wet. Because you can, obviously if it goes into wet conditions, the Inters are way better. But if it's just on that cusp, you can stay on the slicks and be fine.
Yeah, I didn't want to be
certainly can do.
first.
Three-way for the race lead here. Diego Zorzo tries to send one down the middle of the 2 drivers. Luca Rapassa and Will Lewis getting involved as well. They're still side by side. The Ferrari takes the escape road, and will they allow Danny Van Ruyten through as well? Both BA drivers nice and calmly through. Double podium as it stands for Veloce Academy, the team that currently stands atop of our Constructors' Championship, really proving why they deserve to belong there. Will Lewis losing out again to Lucas and Diego.
Raining.
Zorzo, your new race leader.
How much does it say?
So it says 18.
Rain coming down. And as well, if we're going to believe what's
I
said
think
in
it's
chat,
too early.
Fox now?
No.
Rain at the moment. It's early.
Can you? Oh yes, it started to hit slow. The rain has fallen here in Mexico. Originally, we're expecting rain at lap 30. Now, we've got the rain 15 laps earlier than expected. Lap 14 of 36. The wet conditions are starting to arrive, and give it maybe a lap, and we'll start to see the drivers struggling. And then, if the rain gets bad enough, we'll see them thinking about pitting for new tyres. But this lap around, the conditions are nowhere near intermediate tyres, so no one, I expect, will be headed into the pits. It will be all next lap. As I say that, Conrad Bohm into the pit lane, but then again, he's on very worn medium tyres. They'll be hating these conditions.
Certainly is indeed. I saw Luca Rapassa having a mini slide as he headed through the final corner, the rear end of his car. I just wanted to kick out, and I wasn't sure if that was maybe just throttle input or potentially even a little bit of dappering of rain just causing carnage with our drivers. Nonetheless, he's managed to make it up to P1
box
in
now?
this race. Danny Van Ruyten,
No.
getting past Diego Zorzo in towards.
It's difficult to drive now.
Just sliding.
We got 1% that injures, the medium. I'll watch his hands.
What? Can you repeat?
He's still slow. No, it's too early.
Zorzo heading through into turn 6, and we continue.
Now it's not.
The SE section once again, and let's see what moves can be made heading on to lap 16.
Alright, it looks like it's crossover. Yeah.
The box?
8 seconds behind the back of
It's like right across over. 13.9,
Yeah,
13.9,
box,
14.0.
This doesn't I'm gonna box.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Conrad, as you said, 13.8 seconds.
Got a
back.
warning,
It's
it's
gonna
first
be an
one,
undercut.
right?
It's gonna
Yep.
be one incredible undercut for himself. I don't think the mediums
Box.
were the tire that he would have been wanting to try and pay off. In towards the pit lane, 3 drivers further back. Diego Zorzo,
That was the right decision, I think. It's 13.5, you gained 5 tenths.
Surely now for the intermediates as both Veloce Academy drivers stay out.
Okay.
VA stayed
And are
out,
we about
both
to
of them.
see a bit of a mistake from a team
Good
that has
luck.
looked so composed over the last couple of races?
Well, we'll have to see what happens here in this one as we begin lap 16. The 2 Veloce Academy cars you can see.
Was pretty
struggling
slow
around
at the
here
entry, so I
on
might lose
16
time
lap
there,
on
but
cards. Trying to get to the next pit, well, trying to get to the pit lane next time around to go into a set of the inters. But
I think it was the right lap.
They're going to have to double stack, or another car's going to have to go a lap longer here. As we do see Laminen make a move ahead of Tonelato, jumps up into provisional 3rd place. Do you think maybe
Might be
the teams are
too
hoping the road doesn't get heavy
low
enough?
wings for
Or
rain,
do they
but
stay
yeah.
out?
Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, a couple are saying that it's not going to be heavy enough to worry about intermediates. I'll remind you what tyres everybody's on. It's a direct split of the grid. 10 on inters, 10
Are we
staying on
gaining?
the hards.
Yeah.
Exafox was going halfway round into the S's. Oh my.
No one really knows how the tyres are faring at the moment. A few saying VA cooked, a few saying 1 second off the pace, and it is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm
to see
so
what
slow with
happens
these
here.
wings,
Are
too
either of
high.
the VA drivers going to dive in towards the pit? Yeah, Luca Rapata in already, and that's going to leave Danny Van Ruyten
VA
out to
pitted.
fend for himself as everybody behind them dives in towards the
Okay.
pit lane.
Contact. Tonelato, they're hitting the back of Laminin into the pit lane. And
Why
that
do they still
gives
got
Tonelato a
DRS, man?
penalty.
I'm gonna get passed by
I'm
both
sure
now.
that will be removed. I think that's safe to say, isn't it?
Next lap I won't
I
have
think
it, you'll
you're
see.
absolutely right. It surely will be.
What?
Yes, we have a lot of action here in the pit lane. Let's see where Zorzo
Did he not
comes
lose
out
time?
compared to Luca Rapassa. At the moment, Luca Rapassa's in the lead. Lucas Putionen goes up ahead of Will Lewis, looking to go ahead of Luca Rapassa into turn 1. A great battle. Luca breaks deep there to try and keep that 1st place position net on track. And we still have lots of battle in here. Lucas, Diego,
Of course,
Will
it's
Lewis all
6%
looking to
Tire
higher.
was, yeah, really high.
Luca Rapassa, but nothing can be done there. And Lucas
So I'll
job
probably
was
not make it to
trying
the
hold
end.
everyone up to allow Danny to pit and have a decent gap.
Yeah, he's now
Now they're
playing
losing a lot of
defense for his
time,
teammate.
great.
He's got to hope that he can hold some of these drivers behind him, but he doesn't seem to have the traction in the wet weather conditions. Danny Van Ruyten, 19.8 seconds to the disadvantage at the moment. He's going to have to hope that Luca Rapassa
In the worst
can
moment,
try and
DRS
get
gets
involved.
disabled.
DRS now become disabled. That confirms we're on a wet track as we head through this Grand Prix. And Luca Rapassa at the moment really not doing his best effort to try and contain Will Lewis, who's broken out by 0.4 of a second.
Oh, and Exafox has gone on to brand new mediums.
Surely that's a mistake.
I'd presume so, yes.
Unless we're about to see the play of a lifetime.
This game is so shit with the crossovers,
from
always.
ABS.
It's
Well,
crazy.
So Will Lewis is in the net lead at the moment. We'll see. Where does he come out compared to Danny? This might be decently close here.
11% more.
So Will Lewis is
It's all
on
in
the
the
power.
Pierce.
Danny is going to be swamped by them. He's
And
gonna
they're
go way behind
overheating.
The top 4, top 5.
Yeah.
Is Laminen going to be there? No. He's ahead of Laminen, which is a good thing for Danny at least. That's a DNF. Oh, it's in the pit lane. Oh my, that scared me. I thought there's no way we got a DNF at the final corner.
No, that's Exafox, unfortunately, retiring the pit lane. The medium
A lot.
mistake proving to be too much for the ABS team, so that's unfortunate that he'll have to sit this one out, score barely any points for ABS. And even if Will Lewis wins this race, I think it's still going to feel like a disappointment for ABS.
It will. As big chance to lose Exafox in this one. He was
I should have thought about it. I didn't think about
accidentally went onto a
going
medium
higher
as well.
wings.
That would have been a glitch with the game, and
in the race.
there's no chance of him being back in this one at all.
That's
Here around Mexico, so they could still though take some decent points here in this one. Of course, they sit 3rd in the standings behind Veloce Academy and behind Tomashing Sim Racing, who at the moment are only going to score 1 point themselves. So this is a good opportunity for ABS to try and capitalise, for TTM, FVR to try and get closer to TES, if not, try and jump ahead possibly.
Absolutely right. The rain is
Yeah.
continuing to fall. It's only going to get heavier as we head
I
into
wish
the
it would have
race.
been
12
dry all the
minutes,
way.
Probably about 6 laps until we see heavy
I can
rain.
barely
In
stay
this
with
race,
them.
we see potentially the full wet till the end. I know.
95
Could be
degrees
crazy.
real
We're gonna
right,
see the
real
full
left.
wets, I'm fairly sure.
I mean, the question is, though, will these tyres go to the end? You know, because I've seen so many races where drivers are committed to taking them to the end, but on the last 2 laps, they get punctures. So, you know, will they have to pit again, or will it just be all the way till the final lap here, lap 36? That'll be what, 20, at least 17, 18 laps on these tyres.
I think a lot of it will come down to feel how they're handling in the conditions. If
It was
the
such
rain
a
does get
little
heavier, how
contact
are
that
they
I made
dealing
with
the
Liam.
puddles with the rain? You can see it is looking fairly heavy already. We're only on lap 19 of 30.
It's gonna get heavier. The way I might go down.
To be precise, and everybody else is real spread out amongst the grid. It's not looking great for Liam Stevens and Patrick down as 17th and 18th respectively. Probably considerably worse for Robert down at P19. But everybody else at least
Oh,
has
we've lost the first
someone to
2.
battle on this field.
They certainly do. We're on board. Well, I was on board with Tony.
Yeah, we got a good gap
there.
if you get a penalty.
P8 looking to close down on Leonardo Tonelato in 7th. Of course, Leo unfortunately getting that 10-second penalty, which I think we can safely say will be removed, but that one won't be. There to AMG. The IRT driver taking a 3-second penalty, and we do see Victor Vidler there getting ahead of the IRT driver.
I'm not gonna offend Danny.
His teammate currently sits in P10, so looking decent here.
There's no point.
To pick up another sole point here.
I just need to open a 5-second gap behind.
Last lap was only 3.5% wear per lap.
3%?
3.5.
0 seconds because Danny's ahead of Diego now.
Certainly is indeed. Everybody's just telling. It's a weird part of the race now because we have everyone kind of together. Yes, there's still overtakes going on, but we have the almost like nullified grid. The rain's removed any hope of DRS. There's removed any chance of drivers kind of catching up on that long back straight. Anyone being too much of a sitting duck, and now we're kind of in possession really until the final few laps.
But because they're hot.
Indeed, it's going to be a weird one, isn't it, all the way to the end, especially here between Luca and Will, because they're not going to be too keen on fighting.
It's going to get very heavy.
They're happy in that 1st and 2nd place.
Yeah, I think that's worse for me.
Is going to help increase that gap to Lucas, but also they're not going to be
And they're catching behind.
as much as they will be battling. And I think that's one thing all the drivers consider here. They don't want to be battling too hard because they want to keep their tyres until the end.
It's like my tires are dead. So weird.
About the risk of a penalty,
That's 2nd warning.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. They're looking after their tyres. They want them to go until the end of this race. The rain's only going to get heavier as we head through the twists and turns of Mexico.
Yeah, it's like they're dead. I don't know.
Looking rather stable up front.
That was only 2.8% per lap.
We started all the way down to P13. Would you
So can we make it?
Yeah.
The time of their life, all on the intermediate tyres. As Danny Van Ruyten jumps.
Might still be faster to box.
Of course, the driver that started on
Or
pole
not.
position.
Of course, brilliant drive by Veloci Academy so far. As they sit 2nd and 3rd, so that will be 33 points goes there now as it currently stands, which will be matching what they got last time out, so 66 points potentially after 2 races by Veloci Academy is a big statement to everybody else to show that they are here to score a lot of points, and it's going to be hard for anyone really to catch up to them because TES, a bit of a poor end, currently scoring 0 points in this race. ABS, of course, scoring 25 with Will Lewis, but Exafox is out of it, so they can't take that double point.
You're so slow in this.
Veloci Academy, if they can stick
Yeah,
with
it's
two,
the wings.
maybe even a 1-2.
I can't do anything.
A 1-3. They're going to be very happy just to run away and not have to worry too much at all, even
Oh,
though
no
it's only
warnings.
round 2.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
There's lots still to go. Of course, we head next week for another race, and then the 12th being a break week, from what I remember correctly. No race on the 12th of February. We round the final corner to start lap 22 of 36, 15 to go.
This is the heaviest it's going to be.
Too much of a procession.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. But I've got to say, the rain, it's looking a little bit
Yeah, I've
heavier
lost
than
them.
before, isn't it? Is there any more indication of rain severity? On your...
7 minutes for heavy rain is what I'm being told.
Well, interesting. I mean, I don't think we'll see wet tyres, but you never know what people will try and do.
That is very true. I mean, depends on how heavy the rain gets. That's going to be the kind of the realistic expectation that we have at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one. I mean, we've got, what, 14 laps to the end from this moment. The tyres are going to be dire at the end, aren't they? They're going to really be struggling, I think, especially for those like Will Lewis, who pitted quite early. You know, they pitted 3 laps earlier than Danny. And at the end of a race, 3 laps is a big difference, and I think that's where we might see Danny shine. Once we get to
Oh,
the
let's
final
just
few laps, because
hope
we can push a little bit more.
the penalty is a 3-second one and not a 5.
You pull yourself back in.
So I can
Within a
finish
few
ahead of
laps,
the
see
guys
Danny
ahead,
has done. Of
behind.
course, he's got over that gap that kind of stood there in the opening stages of the wet weather conditions. He's going to join his teammate of Veloce Academy, who once looked like they could have thrown this race away, are once again reunited. And if anything I know,
The
it's
setup
Luca
is
Rapace
definitely
and
not
Danny Van
good
Ruyten can work
in
well
rain.
together for the benefit of the team.
Yeah, definitely, they've got to, and I think the good thing is they.
I don't think
for
it's
them,
that
they
I'm
can sit
slow.
second and third, but the difficult part is they got Will Lewis ahead, who's an esports
So I
driver.
was pretty
He
quick in
knows what
rain.
he's doing, and he's going to try his hardest to defend and keep ahead. So it's going to be a difficult job here for Veloce Academy to get both past the
Um,
but I think if they play
maybe we
both
can do
together,
something.
they can pass him, I reckon, as we do see
Tell Leonardo
Leonardo
to,
keep it to PC.
Leonardo.
Certainly
Tell
do
Tony to leave
indeed. I
a
think you're absolutely
3-second
right.
gap
So,
if
Will
they
Lewis,
can,
he knows
if he
his
can
stuff.
overtake them.
He's been at the top of his game, and quite arguably some would say still is at the top of his game. And he's showing how he drives this afternoon. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected in his observations. He's sat at the front of the pack. He knows DRS is disabled, and really not in any major rust. Yes, he's low a little bit on battery compared to some of the other drivers around him at the moment, but that's really when you take it out of consideration. He's driving very calmly, and he almost feels like he's got this under control.
Yeah, definitely, because these drivers, even though it's wet conditions and they're typically harder, they still know how to master them, and they still know how to drive them quite comfortably. So those at the front could just chill and drive along and not have to worry too much, because Will knows that unless it's a mistake, Luca's not going to just go barreling into turn 1. He's not going to be sending silly dive bombs. The only time he'll make a move is when the move's presented to him. So Will knows he's not going to have dive bombs left and centre, so he can be a little bit more chilled out and just focusing on what's ahead, rather than always what's behind.
Yeah, so we're making it, right?
Yeah.
To the end?
Yep.
Closing in quite quickly, so we might even see a swap between Veloce Academy, because Danny's caught up quite quickly. That gap was over 2.5, 3 seconds earlier. It's now down to 3/10, so he's done a good job.
Very
getting
heavy
back
rain.
behind his teammate.
Yeah, not only is he kind of pulled back to
Will
his,
it drop
his
a
teammate,
bit?
but he's dropped Lucas back. You can see that for TCM.
No.
It's 1.7 seconds back.
Another
to
15
P4
minutes
at
of
the
this.
moment, and that's more important. They now have the
Okay.
room and the grounds to control the situation. They don't have to worry about defending too much from any attacking drivers behind, and they can just kind of sit there. They can relax. Luca and Danny can work up a game plan, and maybe in the final few laps of this Grand Prix, strike on an unsuspecting Will Lewis.
Indeed, and Will's going to keep trying hard and hard, because I think the main thing is he wants to take that win for ABS. He knows that they haven't had the best year or two here in the esports racing scene, so taking them to victory will be
Fuck, I'm
great.
so
You know,
slow.
give them some confidence and a boost in their team, and then of course Veloce Academy, they still want to keep getting that points gap higher and higher, so they'll push hard as well to to get that gap over, because this is probably their only opportunity where they're not going to have TES battling with them. At the moment, Conrad's dropped down to P12. Liam's got no chance of scoring points down in P18. So this is the time where Veloce Academy need to be stepping up to the top.
All I'm saying is never say never. Quite often we'll see a safety car in situations like this that can pull everyone back together again. And Will Lewis still on a demanding run. Luca Rapace thinks about an opportunity in towards turn 1, thinks about the outside line, potentially looks for a switchback. We'll just have to play second fiddle once again. Danny Van Ruyten, not necessarily
At least there's like
caught
more
up on the game,
water
just
in the
slightly
track.
taps the rear of his teammate. But I think that's Luca Rapace reminding Will Lewis that he's in his mirrors and just saying, watch out, because another lap I will get you.
It's not going to be long, is it, before both of the Veloce Academy cars pounce. Of course, they're going to wait till that move's there. They're not going to send silly moves, because there's no point. You're going to ruin possibly all 3 of the races. So Luca's job will just be waiting till they get down to turn 1, or obviously wait till they get out of the Peraltada, then send a move down towards turn number 1, as we do see there. But guys are going ahead of Victor. Victor gets back ahead as they head their way through the SS section and down towards turn 12. But once again, where normally you'd have a boost of DRS, but you can see already there's a massive straight line increase there for Luca Rapace, because I think Will be focusing on defending and, of course, just increasing that battery.
So cars behind with a lot of pressure, right?
In 1 minute, but I think it certainly hits.
Yeah.
As a lot of the track looking like somewhat of an ice rink at the moment. And as much as I hate to bring out tactical safety cars, one could be used here. We could see a Singapore, was it 2005 situation?
Well, now let's
Doesn't
hope
make
there's
So
not a
it's
safety car and I
difficult,
can
isn't it?
finish.
Because, I mean, the top
What
three
would it
clear,
be?
they can battle as hard as they
P7,
want because
yeah.
Lucas is 3 seconds
Shit.
behind. So I suppose that's the good thing, isn't it? Is we do see Luca ahead of Danny, ahead of Will. But the good thing is now Will can focus on trying to get back fast because they haven't got to worry about Lucas following him from behind.
Not at all. 3 seconds back to
Tony's
the
behind.
TTM driver. They are well, truly clear. You can see the Aston Martin just in the background, but they're nowhere near.
No, you
doing
could
any,
slow
any
them down.
carnage to their drivers, and Will Lewis, I think, has an opportunity
Yeah,
now
but
to recharge his battery. He burnt some considerable
how far
time
is
defending off
P8
the attack
from
of
me?
Luca Rapace. Now he's got to sit back, wait, and go again.
6
A lot of
seconds.
drivers stunned by what's quite
No.
happening with TES, and they're not having
I
the
think
best
Tony is
day
slowing them down.
out at the moment. Leonardo getting past Tony Hightaler there as he manages to pit.
Yeah, if
him
it's 6
out.
seconds, I
People are begging
can't
for
do
tyres.
that because
Everyone is on the intermediates.
it might be a 5-second time penalty.
Yeah, Conrad's gone in again for Inters. I suppose he knows he's not going to score points, so maybe just try and do something different and hope it works in your favour. I doubt it will, but you never know. As people are asking for tyres, I can't show them because I'm not streaming. So
I did, don't worry.
Gonna have to ask TK. Oh, you've already done it. No.
Yeah.
Right. So back to the front. Luca Rapace leads ahead of his teammate Danny Van Ruyten, and then Will Lewis
Nearly full
sits
full
in
wet.
third
It's
place, looking to close in and make some moves. But then again, Will Lewis is just dropping
Bro,
points, isn't he?
7 seconds.
He is.
Crazy.
I don't know what's going on for
So the
Will
cars
Lewis. Maybe just
ahead.
not having the best time at the moment. Maybe just sitting back, being patient. But he's got to be careful. He has no DRS to try and reel him back in. And I wonder if he's just maybe taking some precautions, banking on something happening later on in the race. But who knows? We've got about 10 laps
Watching
to
the
go.
reports,
About 9.5
probably the penalty will
as we
be
head
a
into the
3,
second sector. But
not
a late
5,
safety car here, is it really going to switch
because
too
they
much
penalize with 3
I
or
don't think
little
it will.
incidents.
I mean, it'll bring the gap closer. But, we've
But I
seen
mean,
so far that
I think I
there's
fully
such a
killed
pace
him, so
difference between the top three and everybody else. So the
Probably
gap
5.
will increase again, unfortunately. So yeah, a safety car wouldn't really change too much. It might help TES get back into something possibly if they could just benefit of having a smaller gap, but it'll be difficult either way. As we do see Conrad bringing that gap down, but I think the gap he's bringing down is also the gap that Roberts increasing.
Can you
So
ask
I'm
him
not sure
if
that's
he's
keeping them down by
slowing them
the
down
stop.
or
Nine laps
just
to go, so possibly
driving?
Conrad could catch
What do you
up
want me
with
to tell him
the
to do?
RT car.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you
think
think it's a good
gonna
idea
be
to tell him to
close
slow
see.
them
Who knows
slow
what's
them
gonna
down?
happen? I mean, I think anything that
No.
can go wrong will go wrong, as the old,
No?
old principal says. We are being told it is going to be heavy rain until the end of the race, and
we
no
heard it.
chance of DRS becoming.
Because if he
They
can slow
asked
them
if we get
down,
close, let us
back
pass.
in
We
his
are
team account
faster.
as turn one.
Yeah.
Burning a lot of battery there. And I
If
wonder
we can
he's
let him
trying to
pass.
pull away from Will Lewis.
But if he gets
whilst
close,
they
let
have
him
the
pass.
opportunity. And they have made it over 1
Yeah, yeah,
second.
if he
Because he
gets
could get
close, I'll let him
he
go.
could go up to
Danny
4th.
Van Ruyten, pretty much all of his battery.
Yeah, and you can see that gap's gone over to a second. But
I
the
don't
thing
think
is
he'll
about
catch, but
first
yeah, I'll let
in
him
the
go, of
game,
course.
And the fact that they're in the wet conditions is they're slower, and the slower you go, the quicker your battery builds up. And this game, it's like you can get it back within a lap or two.
Nice corner.
So the good thing is here for Veloce Academy, they can just keep pushing each other along and just keep burning the battery. They build it up, they burn it. They build it up, they burn it. So that's how they can just keep pulling away from Will. Whereas Will's on his own, he's got no one to kind of leech along with, has he?
No, he's
Are
stuck
full
in
wets
no man's
faster
land at
now?
the moment because he does want to drop back to
Someone went to
Lewis.
Inters.
He does want to bring in
and
another
was
team to try and pull
2 seconds
forward him.
faster
At
or
the
that.
moment, he can't
But
seem
you
to
won't gain
match,
that back.
up to the two VA drivers. We're being told is catch-up enabled. I'm assuming that's red flags.
Red flags?
Well,
I'll let him
is
go now.
catch-up
Tell him to
enabled?
pass me, just overtake.
Mm-hmm.
Catch up?
Catch-up?
I don't know. What? Catch up? I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I'm curious. Are we having burgers
I'm
in the
very
post-race
confused.
celebrations?
I don't know. I'm sitting here as confused as you are, TK.
I'm sure we'll get clarification in a moment. Maybe that's a Dutch thing that we're not too aware of.
Interesting. But looking further down, Tony Hietala is ahead of his teammate Diego Zorzo. I've got to say, that is what a drive from Tony here. Started P16, up into the top 5, and now going to try and score double points here for FVR. As Leonardo looks to catch on to the back of Diego. Can he send him moving to turn 4? No, we can't.
Come on,
He's a little
Tony.
bit too far back
I
at
can't
the
lose
moment,
time.
and Laminen sits behind in P8. And I've got to say, it's been a decent recovery from TF10 as well, because it wasn't their best qualifying either, was it?
No, it hasn't necessarily gone their way. I mean, Thomas Laminen could have been looking for a better result. Started down in P11, of course. His teammate Daniel finds himself P10, all the way down in P20 after that qualifying ban, and you know he could have been looking for better things to
How
come.
far is
4.1.
Catch up, there was a
4.1.
and what about Slipstream? Obviously, the
Is it
reference from
catching?
GTA races.
No.
Oh.
But just spelled it as ketchup, and that's what really threw
No
me.
warnings.
First. That's why I got confused. Because I was like,
Yep.
ketchup, and you're like, no, ketchup. That's why I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Look.
they said ketchup. It wasn't spelled ketchup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's confusing. I've had a long day. But looking back at the top, the two Veloce Academy cars still sitting together in the lead and just pulling each other along and leaving Will
Tony could get
for
fourth.
dust. Then that gap behind is even bigger. 5 seconds back to Lucas. But the good thing for Lucas is he's got a 3-second gap behind, a 5-second gap ahead. So he can just chill where he's in 4th place, not worry not worry about pushing.
He could,
to
he's
defend, but
catching.
Not really worrying about
He's
pushing
8 tenths
to attack,
faster.
just
That's
drive
that.
himself to a P4 finish
Nice.
here.
Both TS drivers into the box, interestingly enough, and both of them fresh set of intermediates. Are we going to see fastest lap attempted? No, Liam Stevens, we are seeing retire. That's what we're seeing.
A big shame for TES, but obviously today was not their day, was it?
Well, it's
A
going to be
shame
0
after
points
such a
at
good
the moment.
quali.
I mean, if you look at the stats, they had probably one of the best qualifyings out of the teams, P2 and P4.
Yeah.
Are they catching
I
behind?
think they had 1 and 3.
No,
last week,
4.1.
2 and 4 this week. So you know it is the best qualifying of everyone so far this season.
Let's open
And
the
of
gap
course,
to 5.
Last week, Conrad's race didn't go to plan. This week, it hasn't gone to plan, and also Liam as well with that disconnect after a spin after contact. You know, it's one of those where once one thing goes wrong, everything starts to barrel down.
Oh my
You've got
God.
no hope, and it's better just thinking, right,
Fuck
you know
me.
what? That's it
I
for
stopped
this week,
looking
we'll
the
try again next
fucking
time.
screen.
Yeah, it's that sort of mentality where you're kind of like, yeah, this is done.
Why?
You know,
No damage.
It's that mentality of
Okay.
you bought the ball when you're a kid playing football in the park. You're having a bad day, so you take your ball and go home, and everybody's miserable, including yourself.
Yeah, it's. To be fair though, we were speaking before this, and we were saying that we don't think
Oh,
it's going to be that
stupid
good of a
mistake.
race. But I mean, the rain's threw things around. It hasn't been that interesting on track, but there's always been something to watch anyway, hasn't there? We've got a battle for P6 at the moment, a battle for P11 between Giovanno and Trisky, but then at the
Also,
front,
non-ERS. Why do I
only
get
if these
those
two weren't in the same team.
snaps?
See, I don't want to incite a revolution amongst some of our drivers here, but I just want to point out that a smart thing to do would be for the other TES driver that's remaining to bin it, cause a safety car, and that could mess up Veloce Academy, who are
Slow car in
leading
front.
the constructors. I'm not inciting any violence, of course. I don't want to
Oh, that's,
support one team against
okay.
another, but I'm just saying if they want to help their championship chances, a well-timed safety car here could ruin the 1-2 for Veloce Academy.
Yeah, and that is a big shame. That's not what they want.
I don't know why
because
it's
they
so difficult to drive now.
fought so hard, of course, at the start of the race. It was looking like it was not going to end too well for them, of course. Danny
I just can't
dropped
put the
down to
pedal
P7,
down.
wasn't it, after that bit of just
Throttle.
you know, I think a bit of a head loss after losing a couple of positions. You're trying to
And I don't
push
retard
harder to
CRS.
find the moves, and unfortunately, you just kept dropping back and back. Luca, of course, starting P12, so there was P7, P8 at one point. They worked together, worked their way through.
Tony's
the field, played
1.3
the
seconds
played the
behind.
strategy correct, and now sit 1-2, and
Nice. I
no,
think he will
I
get
can't
him.
see any
Mhm.
possibility where they're going to lose that now, unless they have a mistake or a disconnect.
Liam Stevens' AI just did the funniest thing. He retired in the pit lane. His AI
How
has
did I
gone
lose
out of
so
the pit
much
lane,
to the VA
done a full
guys?
lap, and then gone back into the pit lane. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's wait, the car went back in.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
I
did
mean,
a full lap under AI ghost mode and then's gone back in again. And it hasn't officially retired itself yet. You can see it on the track map.
Yeah. Oh wait, yes, that is
That's Liam Stevens' car.
that's it. That is interesting. I mean, this game just throws things at us every day, and it's what
Thank you, man.
7? No, it's more than that, isn't it? About 7 months into the game cycle, is it? And still giving us surprises.
Someone gave me money on
Well,
stream.
some good, some bad surprises. Hopefully,
What?
that car will pull off at some point and actually retire from the race. And hopefully, no, they're still going through the first corner. Are we just going to have Liam Stevens' car doing constant laps into the box, then doing a lap again.
We'll see. Is it? Oh no, it stopped.
No
Where's
tires.
That, exit turn 3.
Exit turn 3, yeah.
Let's hope it just doesn't sit there.
No
Still there for us,
fuel.
isn't it?
Yep.
No pace. No nothing.
No. Let's
There
hope
we
it's
go.
not blocking the way. Is it gone?
It
Yes,
has gone.
finally.
Tony
Took
passed
time.
up to 4th.
It did.
But oh, Tony's
Good.
ahead of Lucas there. What? How the hell has that happened?
Where has Tony Hightower come from?
That gap was like 4 seconds.
Wow.
Interesting. I mean, this has just been, for me, easily drive of the day by Tony, I've got to say.
It's been a good drive. P16 up to where he finds himself at the moment. 3 wide into turn 1 between the Red Bull and both Hasses. Conrad getting almost swallowed in amongst there.
And AMG comes out ahead. Conrad's going to try and find the move back into turn 4. And I don't think he's quite alongside. Has to switch it back to the inside.
They're so much faster
AMG
here.
hangs around the outside and just takes the inside line back as they head
They
that way.
may go
Turn
medium,
5
but I
6
just
and
can't go
still
medium
they're
there.
going side by side, and Conrad finally gets the overtake complete.
Yeah, more through mistake by AMG, but he has been released, and I think unfortunately the gap up to Vuk Gacia is going to be too large. 9 seconds as it stands with the Veloce Academy drivers 1 and 2 on lap 34 or 36. They are going to go side by side, and I don't know who wants to take the race win here because both of them are just switching positions.
2.7.
Possible penalties are being questioned in the chat, and I think that could be a real concern.
I mean, tyre-wise, let's have a look here. So they've gone 17 laps on these tyres, so I think it's certainly a possibility.
I guess we wait and see. What's been said? Christian Block saying no risk of punctures there, and both VA drivers just making it nice and calmly through the second sector. Any mistake, of course, could cause carnage, but I think we are too late in the race now to see a safety car as well.
Yeah, I think lap 33 is the cut-off. I think it's like 3 laps before the end, before the safety car can't feature.
That's not smart from
Do you see
Leonardo.
there? Patrick Blackmay getting ahead of Victor Vidler, but Victor Vidler gets back as they hang it around the outside into turn number 6. And still going side by side, but now we do see Patrick jumping up into 13th place. Ahead of him, we've got Giovanno, and a brilliant drive by Triska here to be in P11 at the moment. Could be looking for a point here. Of course, he will technically take P10 because of Leonardo's penalty, but I still think that should not stand. I think that will be removed because of a slight bit of contact. However, Benizzi did hit Laminin into the pits. He might get a penalty for that. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if that incident gets reported.
Very much so. I think a couple of these positions will be decided on
Stupid
Stewart's
mistake.
verdicts. Tony Hightower trying to make inroads on Will Lewis after dispatching Lucas there, but I think he's just too far back, and that is rather unfortunate at the moment. Both VA drivers still with a comfortable lead over Will Lewis. 2.5 seconds as we head halfway through the penultimate lap here. Will Lewis will take the podium finish. Of course, his teammate
There's just no traction. Look at the car.
in P20 after going double medium strategy at the end of the Grand Prix. And I think they'll be cursing and blinding their pit crew after that blunder.
They certainly will. A big shame there for Xavox and the pit crew. I mean, it happened last week as well to someone. It was Patrick that it happened to. He went into the pits from mediums, and it put him onto mediums. So we had to pit again, and unfortunately that dropped him outside the point. So, yeah, big shame for Xavox and for Patrick last week to have a pit stop dilemma. But as we head our way around the Forest Salt for the penultimate time, Veloce Academy are looking to try and take a 1-2 here. Danny Van Ruyten leads ahead of Luca Rapassa. Then we have Will Lewis looking to try and take a podium for ABS, and with no points being scored for TBS,
Raining.
that would put ABS, I think, into second place here, as there'll be 15 points scored by Will Lewis. That will put them 6 points ahead of TES, I think.
I think, yeah, according to your maths, you would
Oh,
be
we lost
correct.
a lot of
No
time.
guesses, for who's going to score the top points here this afternoon. Veloce Academy will be going home with the maximum points together,
Let's see if
and
I
of
can
course, if you
finish
include- well, if you include
3
point,
seconds in front.
pole position and fastest lap at the moment, it's going to be a clean sweep for Veloce Academy. Beautiful stuff between the both of them, and I wonder if we're going to see a side-by-side procession by both drivers until the finish line.
They are side by side as they head into turn 6. I mean, nearly got
Yeah, I
into
can.
contact at one moment. They've got to hope that they got messed up by the contact model, because they could have
If we get
a
5,
slight bit
but
of
it
a
will
touch,
be
and
pretty
unfortunately
difficult.
the game has sent them rain, so need to take it safe to the end here.
Certainly do. Just make sure they bring both cars home, I think is what the engineers will be absolutely screaming in their ears at the moment after seeing them go side by side through the second sector. Victor Vidler and Patrick having a good battle again in that second sector, but we will watch on board as our front three come home. It will be maximum points available for Veloce Academy unless someone's able to steal away the fastest lap. It's currently held by Luca Rapassa. Danny Van Ruyten will surely come round the final corner now. Are we going to see them side by side? No. It's going to be a 1-2 though for Veloce Academy. Danny Van Ruyten wins the Mexican Grand Prix. Luca Rapassa will take P2, and Will Lewis for ABS will take their only points of the afternoon.
And of course, a brilliant race as well by
Yeah,
Tony
no,
Hietala
impossible.
in
Almost
P4
5
and
seconds.
Lucas Putianen in P5 for TTM.
Didn't get 5 seconds,
So
Jay.
that makes it 16 points for TTM, and then we have TF10 both in the top 10, and Trisky does get promoted up
Tony
to
was
P10. Like
flying
I said before,
on
that penalty
Inters.
could get removed there
Yes.
for Leonardo Tonelato. So as it stands
Oh
though,
my
still
God.
no points for ET8 here. A big shame for them.
Certainly is indeed. Coming across the line, both Haas cars, just to round out your grid order for this afternoon, or your race finish order for this afternoon. And this
Not
is
ideal.
going to be, well, some good points for Veloce Academy. Driver of the day goes to Tony Hietala, at least according
Tony,
to
driver of the day.
Considering-
here.
Yeah,
and you were saying,
considering
I
I
think
was
he was your
P1
candidate
at
as
some
well for
point.
driver of the day, wasn't he?
Tony,
Not
yes,
ideal.
definitely.
18 seconds I
That was,
lost in the rain.
Generational drive. Started
That's-
P16
yeah.
in mixed, you know, in a race that had mixed conditions. In a race that also typically has just trains of cars.
gonna
with
hide
it wet or
this.
Dry.
Look at the
Brilliant
straight lines.
by Tony for that one. So yeah.
Tony was the fastest in a straight line, man.
Yeah, I think Mike
He was the
Denny
fastest.
Yep.
How the fuck was he so fast?
would have to be
You were
Luca
fifth
Rapassa, started
fastest.
P13, got
VA
the
was
fastest lap,
ninth.
but of course,
And
finished just
I'll show the other place.
2.5 tenths behind his teammate out on track, and he will be
Okay.
happy to see the sun is shining once again now that we have
Es lo que
podium
hay,
celebrations. We'll
chavales, es
run
lo
through
que
the
hay.
complete
No
order.
podía hacer más,
With
literalmente
Danny
no
Van
podía.
Ruyten, Luca Rapassa making it a 1-2.
No sé
for
por qué iba tan
Veloce Academy.
rápido en-
ABS secure
Thank you,
P3,
McCann.
along
Thank you very
with
much.
Lewis and Tony Hietala,
En seco
Lucas,
y tan
Thomas
lento en
Lamlin,
lluvia, no
Diego
entiendo.
Zorzo, Daniel and
Pero una
Jay
diferencia
Kennedy, and just
abismal,
rounding your
tío.
top 10, of course,
Thank
penalty
you.
applied
Se ha intentado
to
todo, pero es que
Leonardo
no
Tontala.
sé. No
Uh,
sé. Al igual que en lluvia ayer, no, antes de ayer iba volado.
P11
Hoy-
drivers Patrick Giovanno, Leonardo, Victor Vilder,
Hoy,
Conrad
bueno,
Bowman,
hoy he ido
Rob
fatal.
Garcia, and Robert and
Mañana se gana. Yo estoy
Liam
batido.
Stevens, of course, along with Exeter Fox, rounding out your DNFs this afternoon.
Yeah, a big shame for Liam and Nexavox, because they are two
Alright,
drivers that
thank
we
you guys
really
for
like
watching.
points every week. So
See ya.
it is a